Welcome to this first session on this very short Python Basics course, which is a quick introduction to programming for those that haven't done GCSE computing. So, first task you'll see on the left here is called Investigate Variables, and we're going to make a start. We're going to look at variables. So, variables are a way of, during the runtime of a program, of storing data. So let's just dive straight in. Below is the Python console. We'll use it to investigate variables. Type your commands at the prompt and then press return. Try entering the following commands. So you can see 3 commands have already been done for us. And this is our first introduction to variables. You may have come across them before, perhaps in maths. They're slightly different in maths. But here is a variable called a. That is going to store some data during the running of the program. And what we're going to do is we're going to assign it using the assignment operator, which is an equals, the value Dave. Now notice Dave is in speech marks. This means it's a string. It's multiple characters, a word, which is stored within a. We call it a string, not a word though. Here we have a variable b. Again, we're using the assignment operator, so we're going to put into b another string. This is 2 characters. Inside speech marks is. This third variable is going to hold a different type of data. So instead of being a string, notice no speech marks, this is going to hold an integer, a whole number. So we've got 2 strings, Dave and is, and 1 integer variable, which is holding the value 12. Variables can hold lots of different types. It just depends what you assign them with the equals mark. Okay, let's make a start and look at this task then. So we're going to start by using our output command, which is called print. And we're going to output the contents of our 3 variables. So a, comma to separate them, b, comma, c. So if you want to predict what's going to happen, you can do that now. I think it's probably going to print out the contents of the variables a, b, and c. Let's have a look if I'm correct. And there you can see it is. Notice Dave is and 12. Notice it puts a space automatically between each of those values of the variables. All right, that's because we put a comma between them. Let's try the next thing to investigate. So again, the output command print, and then in the brackets, I'm going to actually create a string here, so multiple characters together. Another word, goodbye. It's a string, so I'm going to print out a string to the console. I'm going to use a comma, and I'm also going to print out the value of variable a. You can predict again what you think might come out. Goodbye, Dave. Let's have a look. Yep, so printed to the console is goodbye, Dave. The string, which I've created on the fly, and then the value of the variable a. Let's look at the next one. Print a star 3. Oh, that's an asterisk. This is what I call the multiplier operator. So a, notice there's no speech marks around it. That's the variable, which contains Dave. And I'm not putting a comma. I'm actually using the asterisk. And because we can't use x to multiply things in computing, because x is x, the letter x, the character x, we use the asterisk and put a 3. Now what does this mean? I want to predict what's going to happen. Now a is a string, contains a string. Variable a contains a string called Dave. Now what would it mean to multiply a word? Well, logically, it might mean that it prints it out 3 times. Let's have a look. Yeah, it does. Notice no space between them because we're not using the commas. Let's have look at the next one. So this time we're going to print out the variable c, which we know contains a integer, a whole number. Now you might think, or you might predict, that c multiplied by 3 would print out 12 3 times, 12, 12, 12. But actually, the computer knows what to do with an integer and the multiplication or the multiplier operator. It can do the maths. 12 times 3, which is 36. So it does make logical sense. So with an integer, it multiplies them. With a string, it prints out that string 3 times. So different types work differently under different operators. Final one, let's have a look at print. And this time I'm doing something different. I'm not printing out the value of variable c, which is an integer. I'm actually printing out a string, and notice the speech marks, 1, 2. And then I'm using my asterisk to multiply operator times 3. Predict what happens this time? Well, I think it will print out 36. I've done this before. It doesn't. because this is now a string, the computer does what it knows to do with strings, like it did with Dave. It doesn't matter that it's a 12, it's inside speech marks, it just sees it as a string, so it prints out 12, 12, 12 next to each other. So it's a very basic introduction to variables. Variables are going to hold data of different types in our program. So far we've looked at strings, multiple characters, and integers, which are whole numbers. We're now going to do an assignment, so let's press start on the assignment. Create a new variable called number1. So number1 is our variable. It's got an identifier, so a name, which represents what's going to be stored inside it. So in this case, number1 is going to be stored inside it. Not the number one, but the first number in our program. It's actually going to be assigned, and that's the assignment operator. Notice it's pink, the value of 25. Create a second variable called number2, assign it a value 36. So let's create a second variable number2 and assign it the value 36. Now looking at how we did it before, there's a question mark there. I think that must be 36, right? So 36 is going to be assigned to the variable number2. Create a third variable called total that stores the sum of number1 and number2. So let's create a new variable with an identifier total. You can probably guess what's going to go inside this or be assigned to it, the total of number1 and number2. Now we could write 25 plus 36, but that's not using the values of the variable. And if number1 changed, so for example, if we made that 26, this won't change. So the reason we use variables is because they change during the running of the program. So what I should actually do is I should put number1 there, which is the identifier for that variable, and number2 there. Then if this does change 26, it will always add those two numbers together, whatever they are. All right. So if I run this now, nothing's going to happen because I haven't done step D. And step D was to use the print command, our output command, to actually print out the total. Now again, I could print out number1 and number2 in there, and that would work. But I've stored the total, so I want to print out the value inside that variable, which is print total. Let's run it. And there we can see we get 61. So 50, 61 is correct. If I do this, let's have a prediction, 26. I'm predicting that will be 62. And it does, it changes. Okay. Once you've done that, submit your code and move on.